Come on, move your ass. Move it, move it, move it. So yeah, that house has been in foreclosure for way too long, and they put a for sale sign. It came down like, I think the same day, and then they put it back up and it said sold. The shitty part is the people I saw taking a look at the house over the last couple of months have been like clearly entrepreneurs in like renting industry, and I have my own opinion about the renting industry, and it's not good. It really isn't. I think the renting industry is really going to fuck with the housing market, and we're going to see another bubble. We can't blame it on shit mortgages anymore. We're going to have to blame it on the people who are renting it out, which was also a problem back in 2007 as well, but nobody wants to bring that up. So when you saturate the market with rental properties, you're generating a lot of revenue. In fact, you're generating enough to pretty much pay for your mortgage. There's gonna be a point where if you own enough houses and you've paid off most of them, you're going to make so much profit once they're all paid off, you don't have to work anymore. And that's great. That's a huge What lane do you want to be on? Damn. Dude, seriously, pick a lane, man. What is this? Anyways, so while I was rudely interrupted by shit traffic here, the renting industry it's lucrative. It's a little dirty, because everybody's got to live somewhere, and especially after the 2007 crash, the people who did make it, the people who held on, have all these properties that they don't have to work with anymore. Like, all of this shit just worked out for them. And it's like the stock market, right? You play your game, and you might win, you might lose, whatever. The people who are winning right now, though, are taking something that is a lot more than just money. They're taking the availability of houses away from people who need them. Who let me put it this way: you get a renter who's renting out a house at $1,200, and that's cheap, right? I'd just like to point out the fact that I'm looking at buying a house, and my mortgage would be less than that. So my mortgage would be like $900 or $1,000 a month. So you get the saturation of all these people who are doing this. Everybody thinks they can. Everybody could. What the fuck are you doing? So everybody can do this. Anybody can go out and buy a house. It's harder, but you can do it. The biggest problem I have with the market right now is that all of the saturation of renters and rentees is going to cause an influx in house purchases. People are going to start buying houses to try to make a profit on them, and they're not going to make it available for people who actually want to buy a house, and they're going to get to the point where people are just going to be renting from the same big chunk of people with capital who can come in and actually bid above the value of a house, which I'd like to point out is happening now. I'm hearing too many horror stories from my coworkers trying to buy a house being outbid by people. Outbid? On shitholes, of all things. It's crazy. Like, I don't think it's healthy right now, and I don't think people going out and buying rental properties and renting them out is going to help the market either. In fact, it's going to hurt us pretty significantly, especially if people can't find a good method of retaining equity except for the people who already have the equity. It's literally the rich get richer, right? But that's I guess, a conversation for another day. Do the rich deserve more money? I don't know. Maybe. They might have worked hard for it. They might have set their future up, planned it, and worked really, really hard. I'm not saying anybody who has wealth didn't earn it. Like, there are people out there, everybody in one way or another earned their wealth somehow. What's morally right? That's a different topic too. Like, who's to say what's morally right and wrong when it comes to monetary value and gain. The people who make the most money in the house market are buying houses from foreclosures and people who stop paying their house, whatever. Some people just can't pay their house. Maybe they bought too big of a house, whatever. That's whatever. We don't know the circumstances. But if you look at what a foreclosure is and the monetary gain from somebody, they're literally making money off of somebody else's suffrage, right? So somebody was investing so dearly into this home, whether they made good financial decisions or not. They invested into a house that was supposed to retain its value so that they can get it back if they decided to sell. It's something that you're not just giving money away to somebody. It's building up into something. It's equity. It's the difference between equity and debt. But you take all the equity that was gained over the years that this person has been paying for, and they get nothing from it once it's foreclosed, right? So let's say you have a $300,000 house and somebody's put $100,000 in equity into the house and they foreclose on it. That's $100,000 that somebody kept paying that they're not going to get back. And what's going to happen is the bank will end up foreclosing on the house. They'll sell the house to a private market. They make maybe a little bit more. Sometimes banks will just sell the house because it's too expensive to pay taxes on a house, which is why you see these weird foreclosure sales and like big whatever. So you get these like banks that'll just give these homes away, otherwise they're gaining money on it. So you have a corporation that's making money on again, the foreclosure, the equity that somebody else, the hard work of somebody else goes into the bank instead of another person. Now, let's give it a better circumstance and say, yeah, somebody bought it from somebody else during foreclosure and the bank just gave it away. The bank didn't make any money, but this person now has a house that's worth $300,000 and only paid $200,000 for the house. Cool. Okay, so they just earned $100,000 in equity from somebody who worked really hard. Now, I'm not saying the person who bought the house didn't work hard to buy the house, but they just got $100,000 for nothing. They did nothing, but they were available. And this leads me to my final kind of like where this started. People who have that equity available, the money, the actual asset, the liquidated assets, the money, cash. When you have cash, you can buy houses. And if you got a lot of fucking cash, you can buy a lot of fucking houses. And you can make money. You can make cash on these houses because you're renting them out to the people who just lost their fucking home and can't afford a mortgage. That's the world we live in right now. We live in a world where people make a lot of fucking money on you. They make a lot of money on people who have worked hard and just couldn't make it. It's survival of the fittest, maybe, but it's also the rich get richer. The fat get fatter. The strongest get stronger. And it might be Darwinism, but there's so many flaws to the economic system that it's not a fair it's not true Darwinism. If people who have money can make more money, that's fine, properly invested, whatever, don't care. But when you're feeding off of the weakest, and I'm not here to say we need to turn around and give all these homes to homeless and give all these homes to drug dealers, whatever the fucking argument is. I seriously don't know. I don't know what you do in this situation. All I'm saying is, from a consumer standpoint, somebody who's in the middle, they're not going to move ahead because I'm not going to move ahead because I don't have the assets to purchase equity, and it's not going to get any better. The worst case scenario, I'm going to be renting for the rest of my life, not because I want to, but because that's all that's available on the market, right? Whatever. I'm done with it. This also leads into the possibility of corporations being able to soak up these assets. Like, that's what a bank is, by the way. Hello, people, ding, ding, ding. That's what a fucking bank is, right? A bank is a corporation that can take something that a person can own, because a corporation is a person. So that corporation can own a home. They can be a homeowner. Wells Fargo is a massive homeowner. They own a lot of homes. It's all food for thought. I don't know it all, no. But I do know how it affects me, and I know how it affects people I know. And that's just kind of the nature of it. So you're probably asking, okay, why are you ranting so much about homes? No real reason. I just felt motivated. Mostly because of that home that sold. I think it sold to a guy who's renting the place out. Or flipping it. Now flipping I'm okay with. Flipping, you're putting time and effort into a house. Yeah, granted, you took equity from somebody who doesn't have that home anymore, whatever. I am against that. I would like to see the market behave a little bit more civilized. But I can't change that. That's not me. That's not my decision. It's all of our decision, and we kind of have to make that as a group. But whatever. Fuck it. I'm so beyond it now. I'm riding up to MN Illest. That's a car show that happens every Tuesday. It's a meetup and a barbecue. Obviously, I'm in a car. It's actually cars, bikes, whatever you can bring. It's all welcome.
We're the worst neighbors in the world. We'll piss you off night and day. We drink and fight and have lots of girls around our house, but hey, it's how we